What is your current dream matchup, Jalen? Your current dream matchup is.
I mean, all right. Now the big thing I want to see. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a second one. It's gonna.
If you say
right
Conor
now,
McGregor, I swear to God.
my
I'm not
main
even
one.
legally, according to CEC, I can't even leave my apartment now because we're in lockdown in quarantine, Jalen. But I will disobey quarantine just to go to California and slap you across the face. I
I
swear.
think every answer has been Conor McGregor.
No,
I
not every
think so.
single one.
Maybe
I think
one
it's just
Israel.
it was the last two, so it seems like it's been all Connor. But I think right
Uh-huh.
now the big fight, because the most recent one we saw was the Connor Cowboy, and so I want to see if this current Connor, if he went against Habib, if that would be different, because that was a great matchup, and I think if Connor
So you
was
want
telling,
Conor Khabib too?
yeah, I want Connor Khabib too, but right now the big fight I think I would really want is Israel Adesanya versus John Jones. I kind of want to see that matchup because I think even though they would hate to admit it, they are both very similar fighters. And so I would kind of want to see is two people who very game plan towards their opponents. I kind of want to see how would that turn
So
out
if you just had to say right now, no, and we don't need any big announcements. We don't need to go in depth about it. Who's winning could be Connor too.
I think Connor would if he stays as
Connor.
focused as
And
he
then
is now.
who wins John Jones in Israel on the side, and who wins that one?
Damn, I don't.
Just
That
give me a
one's a
name.
lot
Gotta
tougher.
give me a name.
I would go. I would go right now. I would go Israel.
Ooh, okay. Blake,
Yeah.
for all of what you had to say, at least you haven't been saying Connor for every answer, but Connor is a part of your answer for this one, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. Jalen's just over here using Conor for every answer, so
Oh man,
I have to join the party.
that's fair.
But
That's fair.
the fight that I would be really interested in seeing, and you can't blame us. I mean, Conor McGregor
No.
is a fun fighter to watch. Like, it's not like we're tugging him. Like, we're trying not to.
Well, me and you
Trying
aren't,
not
Blake,
to.
but Jalen, I can't say the same for
You
him.
can't say over the past like 10 years that Conor McGregor has not been the epitome of what the UFC is.
There is just
I'll say no,
matchups
just
that
'cause
have
I'm a
not
hater.
happened yet with Conor that like we need. Like, if he really wasn't as focused with Habib the first fight, then we need to see that second fight.
Imagine
It's
if
just
Connor
Yeah, I
actually
gotta
wanted
see
to
it.
go out and fight like Cowboy Cerrone does. We have so many good matchups.
yeah.
Yeah, but I
So
feel like at a certain part when he started losing, that's when. Because right now there's a lot of people. Cowboy, because he's a good person, people like him. But if Cowboy wasn't who he was outside of the ring, people would be like, okay, bro.
That's a good point. But
Yeah.
Blake, that matchup, that Connor matchup that you need is him against who?
Conor McGregor versus Tony
Oh,
Ferguson.
oh boy.
I think that would not only would the lead up be way better than him talking to a Russian, but he'd be talking to a literal psychopath. Like, Tony Ferguson is he's probably like making people breathe into him right now just so he can contract corona and defeat it himself, become immune. Like,
Tony
that
Ferguson
guy,
has already contracted and beat Corona 5 times. It's been reported. He's doing it on
confirmed.
purpose.
It's been confirmed.
Corona contracted Tony Ferguson.
So, and the reason that this matchup really intrigues me is just the fact that Tony Ferguson is so durable and he's so game ready. I think Conor McGregor, and not to mention he has great cardio as well. Conor McGregor, he's notorious for coming out and starting fast. I'd like to see them get into a little firefight at first, see if Tony can, like, how is he gonna deal with one of the best strikers probably in the world, really, in MMA. How's he going to deal with that? Is he going to get knocked out? Is he going to get dropped like Nate? Is he going to, get knocked out possibly? What's going to happen? I just think that it would be a little bit more fun of a fight because it's not going to be a guy hugging nuts the whole time and sniffing your freaking drawers. No, and I'm not trying to be offensive to wrestling. I'm just being completely honest. Like, no offense to dudes that wrestle. Like, you guys would beat my ass 10 out of 10 times because I can't wrestle.
It's an extremely difficult sport.
Yeah, that's all respect.
But from as a spectacle, not the most impressive.
It's not that fun to watch. Let's just be honest, dude. I'd rather watch someone punch someone in the face, and that would happen a lot with Tony Ferguson and Conor McGregor. I think someone would be getting finished in that fight.
I think it comes down to Tony Ferguson gets hit a lot, and he does get rocked. but his thing is he recovers really quickly.
Right.
But then you have to think is if Conor rocks him, Conor's pressure is one of the best in the game.
Yeah.
Does Conor stay on him too much to where he doesn't have that chance to recover? I think
That's
that'd
what
be
I'm
the
saying.
deciding point.
See, Blake,
that first round would be a flurry, I think. That first round would just
doesn't
be
make it
insane.
All right, Blake, I'm gonna do the same thing I did to Jalen to you. Who wins this fight?
I think I'd give it if Conor is in his current form. I think I'd give it to Conor. I think I'd give him a first or second round knockout if he comes in there and performs as he should. I really think Conor is that good of a fighter.
Okay.
Thanks.
That's fair. I think the fight that I want to see would be a freak matchup. I'm taking from you guys. Like you guys will talk about Conor, Jalen talk about Jones. I want to talk about John Jones as well. And this is him at heavyweight against Francis Ngannou. Just because this is a fight that can. You said what?
It's Ngannou.
Sorry, thank you, Ngannou. But this is a fight that would be. It's realistic. We could see this fight happen, and oh my gosh, what like I don't even know what because it'd be stylistic. And just if we're looking for a stylistic matchup, yeah, Francis Ngannou, who's a tank. He could take shots and he could send people's chins into orbit, i.e. Alistair Overeem, currently on Mars right now, saying hi to some of the NASA rovers. Then you have a guy like John Jones who does have power, but his technique is pretty much unrivaled. Maybe not talking about Dominic Cruz. Let's not get into that fight now. But
no.
Normally, John
Ngannou
Jones
versus Dominic Cruz.
But John Jones what would John Jones do in this fight? Would he try to wrestle? Would he even be able to get Ngannou to the ground? Would Francis be able to get in close enough to John Jones to be able to really land those heavy strikes? And that is probably one of the most intriguing matchups I think we could really make right now.
If people haven't seen John Jones fight big, if you do go on YouTube, he does have a couple of fights where he was around like 225, 230 for a couple grappling matches that he did. He did one against, I think, Dan Henderson, where he rated about like 225, 230. And he still looks not, I mean, he was kind of out of shape for that one, but he himself said that he had kind of just didn't train for. It was grappling match, so he kind of just went and did it. So I think he looks pretty good at two in the heavyweight weights.
If it wasn't for that Reyes fight, we'd probably be seeing John Jones at heavyweight right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I want to see John Jones at heavyweight because you have Ngannou, and then you have maybe him against the heavyweight GOAT Stipe Miocic. So there's a lot of things I'd rather see Jones at heavyweight right now, if I'm being honest, in light heavyweight. But there's still matchups he needs to take care of the light heavyweight belt first. Of course,
if he was to go up to heavyweight right now, everyone would say he was running. So
exactly, he has to take care of business. But I would love to see this fight between him and Francis. And if I did have to make a prediction on this one, a lot of people might disagree with me on this, but I would take Francis Ngannou by knockout.
Yeah, it's kind of like until you see it, there's no way to say that Francis Ngannou wouldn't land the shots that he lands against literally everybody. Exactly. And I think that's what it comes down to is you don't know if he's going to land that big shot. And John Jones can take a big shot, but we don't know if we've seen him take that big of a shot.
The biggest shot.
Yeah, the biggest shot possible.
He is the hardest hitter in UFC right now. He might be one of the hardest hitters in the entire world right now.
The thing with John Jones too is he loses that freak athlete status when he moves up to heavyweight, because when he's in light heavyweight, you're at 6'4", that's huge. That's pretty big for that division. There's only going to be the top of the top, tall guys that are in that division. There's not going to be too many taller guys than that. In heavyweight, you can get up to about 6. I think who's that guy? Stefan Struve. What was he? 6'9", 6'7"?
What about Bigfoot Silva?
Right. I mean, there's dudes that can get up in there. And Francis, for example, he's 6'5". His reach is 83 inches. John Jones, I think his reach is somewhere between 75 and 78. Can't remember for sure. But he would be the less of a physical specimen for probably for the first time in his life.
That extra weight class almost makes him mortal, more than he ever would be in light heavyweight. He seems like he have a lot more kind of He'd become closer to average if he moves up to heavyweight. That's why I think I would give Francis a bigger chance in this. Obviously, Francis would never get his ass down to 205.
I
So
just think there would be such a weight difference too because Francis cuts to 265.
he cuts it. I think he walks around like
John
285.
Jones, he's going to be putting pounds on. He probably walks around 230, 225, something like that. So he'd have to be putting on weight to even get close to Ngannou.
I think in camp, listening to what we saw, we references a lot, but Rogan and everyone he has on there knows their stuff. But I think they were saying something like Jones walks around at about 235, 225 to 235. So I think I want to see John Jones again where he doesn't have to cut weight. I want to see that version of John Jones, where he's at his natural weight. And I imagine I just want a super heavyweight class just for once, just so we can see Francis Ngannou at his natural weight.